So, as I teach Introduction to Accounting, and many people have to take this class as a core business course, even for other disciplines, and it's like, oh God, please just let me get out of this thing, you know? And so just a couple of the things that I've changed, and I love all of these ideas because I'm welcoming them into the class, but we talk about on the very first day the fear of accounting, and you know how, you know, I'm like, okay, well, we'll do this on a scale, and we talk about it, we raise our hands, and so it kind of puts it out there that, I mean, 90% of the people in there are, you know, wanting to just, you know, get out of the class with passing. And that, you know, I don't want to necessarily, you know, no love for it, love for learning, a great fear, and that's helpful. And so what we did from there is the second or third time I taught it, we did more in groups, where when they came to class with a lot of questions and they didn't understand, and you know, again, they're worried that they're the only ones who have these questions, they work together on the homework first in groups. And so when they raised the questions, it wasn't I had to raise my hand and ask individually, but it was more they heard that, okay, others didn't understand as well, and I got so many more questions. And we were able to have such a much better discussion because they were able to ask I didn't know what 1 + 1 is, or you know, the questions they thought were so basic, but yet everyone shared and nobody else would ask before that. So that opportunity to share in groups first and then talk together, I think really added, just again, helped them get more comfortable that they weren't alone in their challenge with the material.
I think this idea of modeling is really important, and I'm thinking about the Chem 113 class, which is the class that all the nursing students take. And because they're all nursing students, they already are sort of a community, but they haven't really been together that long. And so, you know, we don't just get right into the science. We talk about the first day, which is a 2-hour class. We spend a good hour getting to know each other and talking about, you know, these are the people you're going to be with for the next 4 or some years, and these are the people that are going to help you learn and that you're going to help learn. So we start with that, and I have people walk around and meet each other. And then they do a lot of small group work, but I think the one thing that I try to model is patience. So I never rush through anything. And I can be rushing, but it can appear that I'm not rushing just by changing the pace of my tone. Even if I talk slowly, then they feel like it's not rushing, even though we're doing a lot. And then to take the time when they're working to identify students that are struggling and to really sit down with them, get down on your knee next to them and say, okay, now do this next. I'm going to come right back and check on you, and then come right back and check on them. And then once you feel like they're confident to say, you're at another table and say, hold on a second, could you come over here and help her, because I know that you know how to do that problem now. And to give them that sense of, I can help somebody and somebody will help me. When they, you know what I mean? And it's not like earth-shattering, it's not like rocket science, but I think that idea of being patient with students, and they learn how to be patient with each other, and there's not like this energy about competition, that they recognize we're all in it together, we're here to all be successful. That's a nice thing about a non-graded system, right? So I remind them of that too, you know.
Well, I think also one of the things that's interesting is that I think some of the most wise practitioners out there are kindergarten teachers. And it's a little bit of that, you know, like everything I needed to know I learned in kindergarten. It's like everything I needed to know about teaching, I learned to teach in kindergarten. Because kindergarten teachers know that they can't make any assumptions, that part of their job is to teach kids even just how to be in school, you know, and that a big part of it is creating an experience of school as a safe place to take risks. And I think that, I mean, a lot of people think about kindergarten teachers in stereotypical ways, that they're, you know, talking down to kids or whatever, but there's some really soulful teaching that happens at that particular transitional level. And I think it's something that definitely affects my identity as a teacher, having been a teacher of 5-year-olds.
I think that can be transferred then. I think what you're saying, Tracy, is this kind of a conversation that we should be having as a college about first year experience, because that's exactly it. I can't make any assumptions that any of the students in my 150 class think there's any application that's going to come out of what they're learning in the class, but certainly by the end of the class, I've created an environment where they're going to use the humanities for the rest of their life. Coming into the class, I mean, I have classroom management issues that I didn't think I would ever have to deal with in college, that I had strategies from teaching high school, but it's the same that's coming in, and then what are we going to do? Where are we going to take this? You know, is kind of my question, and I think that's a really, and your comments. Yeah.
Folks, I'm sorry to put a halt to